So I just finished Chris Hogan's new book, Everyday Millionaire, a study of 10,000 millionaires across the United States. Is it worth the read? I'm going to give you my full review right now. What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Brad. I make videos with tips and motivation on how to get out of debt, how to stay positive, and how to live a happy, more fulfilled life. If that sounds like something that you want in your life, please consider subscribing, hit that bell notification so you get told every single time I post a video. Today, I'm coming at you with a book review of Chris Hogan's new book, Everyday Millionaires. Something that I was a little bit excited to get and a little bit fearful to get, but I'm going to go through the themes of the book, the things I liked, the things I didn't quite like, and then you can make the decision on your own. Stick through to the end of this video because at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you a way that you can get my copy. I'll mail it out to you. So stay tuned to the end of the video so you can see how to enter into a chance for that giveaway. First, the book. It's a hardcover book. It came in at like 16 bucks, pretty affordable. The print inside is pretty big, easy to read, easy to understand. A good book overall. If you're not familiar with Chris Hogan, he's part of Ramsey Solutions. He works under Dave Ramsey, and he's on more of the later steps of the baby steps, the financial side, the getting wealthy side. He wrote a book called Retire Inspire, which is one of my favorite Ramsey Solutions book, so I was pretty excited to get this book. There was definitely an overall theme to the book, which was everybody can become a millionaire. It does not matter your social status. It does not even matter your income. There are certain things that you can do to become a millionaire, and he really focuses on those things in the book. He gives an outstanding outline of the things that will make you successful financially. He makes it very clear that he wants you to take action now, that he wants you to take your finances in your own control. He wants your financial journey to be about you. And one of his slogans that he always uses is, "You can do this." And that "you can do this" attitude was something that really came across to me in the book. He wanted you to know, regardless of who you are and what stigmatisms you've heard about millionaires or the thoughts that you might have had beforehand, that right now, today, if you do certain things, you too can become a millionaire. Throughout the book, he loves to throw in stories of the people that he interviewed along this process. There is quotes from other millionaires and the lessons they've learned, and I found those to be pretty beneficial and pretty interesting to read. We are living in a time now where there are more millionaires in the United States than ever before, but there are also more people living paycheck to paycheck than ever before. And the power of consistency and hard work and looking yourself in the mirror and becoming you and taking control of that is really going to help you. And that theme was great. And I was really excited to see that, especially, I'm a big fan of The Millionaire Next Door, the book from 1996. And when I saw that Chris was going to be doing this type of study and posting this kind of information, that's what really made me want to have the book. First, the things I really liked about the book. He presented things that you can do that were very realistic and unfar-fetched. He put out a pathway for you to go from now, whatever situation you're in, whether you are in a lot of trouble financially, you're doing okay, or you're doing outstanding. He gave you a pathway that you could take that will be successful to you. And it wasn't far-fetched, it wasn't difficult, but it was not a get-rich-quick scheme. He definitely laid out things and focused on the long term. This is a long game, becoming a millionaire, which he showed the difference between being wealthy and being rich, which I found very interesting in the book. The fact that rich people fall into money and they don't really know what to do with it, where wealthy people, they play out the long game. They know that in time, if they do the right things, they're going to be financially successful. And that's something I really liked about the book. He also debunked a lot of myths about our conception of what a millionaire is. He talked about that they take personal responsibility, that they're goal-oriented, that they work hard, that they stay consistent, and that they are intentional with their money. And I found all of these things to be completely valuable to me because as somebody that's been going through the baby steps now for 17 months, I think that those things are part of the reason why I'm being successful. So I can say from personal experiences, those things that he wants you to do, if you do them, you are going to be on the right path. So I was glad to see that he focused on that, not only that it's doable, but also gave you the things that you can do today. And lastly, a theme that he liked that I see in the debt-free community often. He made it very clear that you should not be upset about your successes. This is not something you should be scared to talk about or scared to tell. Like, you should be proud of your successes. And becoming a millionaire, that's something you should be proud of, because he knows that you need to work really, really hard to do that. And when you get to that millionaire status, you need to be proud of that millionaire status. And there's gonna be naysayers along the entire journey. And there's gonna be people that tell you can't do it, and people that tell you that rich people come from inherited money and things like that. And he goes through all those statistics to debunk all of those things. But he also gives a very, very simple overall plan, which I'm gonna leave you with one of the best things I liked about the book. Guys, there's gonna be naysayers, getting out of debt, living frugally, living on a budget. And he said that the number one way to get rid of haters is to prove them wrong. And if you can use this process and you become a millionaire or you get out of debt, all of those naysayers are gonna have nothing to say. Prove them wrong. Start now, start today. And that was a theme of the book that I really, really liked. Now, the one thing I didn't like about the book. And it's always hard to talk about the negatives, especially when I have so much respect for Chris Hogan, but there were some things you need to know when you buy the book. The book is pretty repetitive. I feel like he could have locked it down in about half the time. There is a lot of quotes like, as you saw in chapter 2, or as we just read previously, or when I was a football coach, and there were a lot of repetitive things that happen over and over again. I mean, you could pretty much play a drinking game with the amount of times that he says, when we surveyed 10,000 millionaires. It's a little bit repetitive, and by the end, I was saying to myself, yes, Chris, I know. We did talk about that. Yes, you did tell me the story about them. And I kind of wanted him to get a little bit more to the point, but I can understand, you know, why he'd do that. He's really trying to reinforce, and repetitiveness is really trying to reinforce his thoughts. But as someone that has a pretty good knowledge of Ramsey Solutions and what's going on, I didn't really need that repetitiveness in my life. But as far as Ramsey Solutions, one of my biggest fears was that it was going to become another regurgitation of Dave's Baby Steps plan. And I'll tell you this, that was not the case. With all due respect to Rachel Cruz, I really could not finish Love Your Life, Not Theirs, because I just felt like I was reading The Total Money Makeover again. And when I read his first book, Retire Inspire, I didn't get that feel. So I knew that it might be a safe play here. So if you're worried about it just being another Total Money Makeover, it's not. He presents his own information. He definitely references Dave here and there because Dave has really good ideas to help you become a millionaire. But in no way was he plugging Ramsey Solutions, and he definitely has thoughts of his own, which I really, really liked about the book. I come from an engineering and physics background, so data and stats are like my bread and butter. It's what drives me forward. And the one thing that really drove me nuts from his scientific background is his research and his stats. He says that he surveyed over 10,000 millionaires in the study, which is a lot. And he says it's the biggest one that they've ever done. That's fine. But he also stated that there's 11 million millionaires in the United States right now. So to put that into perspective for you, that means he surveyed 1% of all of the millionaires, which to me is insignificant. And to break it down even further than that, if he says something like 50% of the people in our study, that really means that it's only 0.5% of all of the millionaires in the United States of America. So for me, when I was reading it, I didn't really look at the percentages and the stats per se. I more looked at the trends that they were being set forth. And also, you don't quite know with his research if he created these stories to go along with his narrative or if these were actually real life people. I take his word for it that they are, but when I'm reading a study, I just want a little bit more background, and I want a little bit more of how that study was conducted. He even says in the back that there was a questionnaire, about 119 questions, and he says that he used a third-party team to vet these people, but he also used Dave Ramsey Solutions. So not only did he find only 1% of millionaires in all of America, But that 1% was the majority of that 1% was found by Ramsey Solutions, people that are already following Dave's program. So just be careful when you're reading the stats and know that first and foremost, his study only showed 1% of millionaires. And then you could take the percentages off of that 1%. So that was one thing for me from a scientific background that I did not really love. But my overall thoughts of this book, read it. If you're somebody that needs a little bit motivation, or you're into Dave Ramsey Solutions, or you're learning, or you're just getting into the baby steps, or you're just figuring out how to get out of debt, or you're getting out of debt and you're thinking about that next step of how to be a millionaire, I highly recommend the book. It is an outstanding book, and even though it's slightly repetitive, this, that, and the other thing, it's a good book. I'm glad I read it, and I would recommend it to a friend that's trying to get out of debt or trying to become a millionaire. If you want this book, I'll mail it to you. Here's how you can get this book. What I need you to do right now is go down, smash that like button. Give it a thumbs up. That's the first thing I'm going to want you to do. Next thing, please head down to the comments. Tell me what number thumbs up you were, and tell me one thing that's holding you back right now from becoming a millionaire in your lifetime. Are you in debt? Are you struggling with money? Are you saving up for a home? Tell me a little bit about your financial journey and the things that you're going to do to get to a millionaire. So give this video a thumbs up. In the comments, tell me what number like you were, and tell me a little bit about your journey to getting towards a millionaire. I'll announce a winner next week sometime, maybe next Friday. I'll give it about a week for this video to show. Please share it with somebody else that's thinking about buying the book, that might want to get the book for free. And until the next video, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great weekend. It's Friday. Have a positive weekend, guys. Take it easy.